MKO Abiola. Mr. MKO Abiola won the election to be the president of this country in 1993. I was just 3 years old. They did not announce him. They announced someone else. In fact, they scattered the whole country. Fast forward to 30 years after, 2025, Mr. Ibrahim IBB is now coming outside with a book, heroic book. Let's use that English to tell us, to announce to the whole country that truly, MK Abiola was the winner of the election of 1993. He was supposed to be the president, but instead, they murdered him. They took him out. We are here celebrating people that are supposed to be in jail. Person wey suppose dey jail dey write book. Every president, every big man, every political value, big people in this country, they sat down with him to contribute billions to him. They are contributing billions to people that take action that made a lot of people lost their life. Oh, now hero be that. So now someone can just find anybody and come outside. Someone can just scatter anybody and come outside after many years and say, I did this, and the next thing is to celebrate. Okay. Nigerians, this country is gone. What a law. Support a law.
Well, that is a sea king, and of course, you know exactly what he's talking about this particular man who decided to write a book. You know, he was a former general, former head of state, who decided to write a book and talking about his past and what transpires in Nigeria history. And one of all those things make we want point out is the Civil War. The Civil War. We all thought Civil War was about Igbo. What led to Civil War is Igbo coup. But now they are telling us it wasn't about Igbo. Igbo never started anything. The reason why Ojukwu himself decided to fight Civil War, the reason why he decided to fight Civil War is because of the president, the head of state dead, inability to safeguard Igbos in the northern region. So the whole Civil War was planted and making seems it was all about Igbos, that Igbos started this. But it wasn't about them, according to that book. According to that book. And see, I'm here. This was his book launch, celebrated by prominent men, presidents, head of states, former head of states, governors, businessmen. Everybody was there to celebrate him. Dangote, all of them were there to celebrate him. You see, all Nigerian leaders attend IBB book launch. According to this guy, Dele Farotimi, he said, IBB wouldn't dare to appear in public in a sane society, but is celebrated in crime scene like Nigeria. There are so much more, guys. Most especially this issue concerning this man. IBB just told us that indeed he won the election and even released the actual election results. The actual election result. MKO Abiola indeed won the election, but they scattered the whole thing. They scattered the whole thing. Someone confessed. And now we are celebrating. Okay. Since you guys want to celebrate, it is not me. After all, in this country, they have made it seem like all we can do is shout and shout and shout and shout and shout, and nothing will happen. So we'll continue to talk and talk and talk, knowing fully well nothing will happen. Knowing fully well nothing at all will happen. IBB book launch. Let's check some of the talk. Someone said IBB had in his book corroborated what Ojukwu said in this interview, that the intention of the coup plotters was to release Awolowo from prison and make him prime minister, and that it was no Igbo coup. I hope this will now put false narrative to rest. The hatred is already there. Over the years, they have blamed Igbos, over something they don't even know about. Meanwhile, the masterminders are still enjoying, are still profiting from what they did. Well, IBB is old. Maybe he's releasing this book just to give clarity of what happened so that the Almighty Allah will forgive him. But then again, we are all seeking for the mercy of God, and only God have that heart. He's the one who knows if he will forgive IBB or not. Because up to today, a lot of people are still suffering. Up to today, a lot of people are still suffering. Say IBB Babangida clear Igbo coup in his new book. He wrote, for instance, the head of the plotters, Major Kaduna, was only Igbo in name. Born and raised in Kaduna, his immigrant parents were from Okpanab in today's Delta State, which in 1966 was in the whole Midwestern region. Oziogwo spoke fluent Hausa and was as Hausa as any. He and his origin team probably thought, even if naively, that they could turn things around for the better in the country. That said, it was hideous callous for Izuegu to have murdered Sir Hamadu Bello and his wife, because not only were they eminently adored by many, but also because they were said not to have put up a fight. From that point, the put was illustrated by outsider to his supposed origin intention, and it took on an unmistakably ethnic coloration, compounded by the fact that there were no related coup activities in the eastern region. I want you guys to try as much as possible to read that book. Maybe now, after he has released that book, maybe activists can sue IBB, can drag IBB to court and drag other people to court, because he released a lot of deep secrets. For proper clarity,
become the president of Nigeria. If they admit that he won the election, then he should posthumously become the president of Nigeria. His family place, but that's not my issue. My issue is how to get people who carry out these heinous crimes to be punished for it. What form of punishment you think is is necessary for such an act? I think it's to immediately round them up, arrest them, and start a trials that will allow for full disclosure of who was involved in that election, annulment, who carried it out, whoever is alive amongst them. Don't forget that this is not just about June 12th. There was a journalist that was also bombed at that time, and before that time, Elegiwa. Nobody's talking about it. They're talking about the phantom coup that led to the death of a lot of officers who never participated in any coup. People like Baksa, who denied till his death. Former Vice President Emil Shibajo reviewed the book. You had governors, lining up there, captains of industry like Aliko Dangote. So is there a possibility that this gentleman, IBB, will be brought to book?
No, there is no possibility that he's going to be brought to book. Don't you see that they are clapping for him? Everybody is saying, because of you, I was able to get this. Because of you, I was able to make billions because of you. Some even Igbo people come there say IBB no get one single enemy. No be one of the richest Igbo billionaire come there say IBB doesn't have one single enemy. Abi, make I plan for you. Make I play where one of let me check it. This one, Alinko Dangote donated 2 billion every year till the project is completed. I want to go where the Igbo man to say IBB no get one single enemy. This was Ojukwu explaining to Nigerians as at that time, say, this whole civil war and everything is not about Igbo. Igbo are the victims. So, according to a book, you say, Dele Giwa murder was targeted at my government. You guys need to go and read, so that you will know history. This man is spilling a lot of things that happened years ago. And to even think Tinubu was really, really close to this particular man. And Tinubu is not the president now. Tinubu is not the president. I want to check on that Igbo man who said IBB no get one single enemy. He made him who he is today. Now the video they try get. Sam.
Senator Tinubu, my brother, my good friend, General Babangida. I know you since 1979. You made me what I am today.
So now the Igbo billionaire tell say IBB make who he is today. So now the question is, should we all just forgive and forget? Because up to now we are still in a very, very chaotic situation. We are still in a very, really, really chaotic situation. Well, may God help Nigeria. Many people know they propagate things that will tarnish a whole generation goodwill. People should be propagating things that we kind of like focus on some certain ethnic group, making them an enemy. Meanwhile, they are not enemies. Propagandas. Coup upon coup. So now we are asking General Yakubu Gowon, I beg, you need to release your own strong book as well. Because God has kept you all alive up to this place. It is time you guys just say it as it is. And your mistake now. On Buhari as well. Talk your own too. Everybody then, say your own. We are waiting for this man to release his own book to clear the air.